And honestly, I think I can remove the claw machine and just make this a normal Demon Hunter deck that runs N'Zoth to get an extra Illidari Inquisitor. Which I might end up doing. But this is going to be a struggle. But after the day, I think, oh my god. Okay, before we start... But okay, hang on. Before we do this, I'm gonna tell a story. I'll just make this a dinner and Chewie vlog real quick, because I'm going to eat while I do this, which is highly unprofessional, but I don't give a damn. Editing Chewie here. I just wanted to jump in and tell you what I'm eating, because I know you're going to ask. It's a create-your-own pasta dish from a place down the street that is just amazing. It's angel hair pasta in a boursin or boursin, I don't know how you say it, cream sauce, which is just fabulous. It's the first time I've ever had it. And it's got mushrooms, roasted red peppers, spinach, zucchini and squash, and it's supposed to have sun-dried tomatoes in it, but they gave me regular tomatoes. Damn it. But, yeah, just wanted to jump in because you're going to ask, because how could you not? Look at that. It's delicious. Okay, go back to past Chewie now. So, okay, before we start this stream, this I got to tell you what I've done today. So, I have... The rent, right? The rent includes cable. And also includes HBO. Okay? Okay. And if you have HBO, you have HBO Max. Did you know this? I was vaguely aware of this. And so, as you might know, my mom is up in Virginia taking care of Nana's estate, trying to get the house all cleaned out, figure out what to do with the house and the property and all that good stuff, right? And one of my cousins hooked her up with HBO Max while she's there. She's like, well, here, you can watch this. Because mom doesn't have anything else to do during the day. So she's been using HBO Max. She has watched the extended edition of The Lord of the Rings, like all the Harry Potter movies, the new Mortal Kombat, which I haven't even seen yet. And I was like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, I need to get my HBO Max. Now, I had tried several months ago to log in through my provider, which is Spectrum, and Spectrum was like, you don't have HBO. And I went, huh. So I called the property manager months ago. I was like, we still have HBO? She goes, yeah, why? Is yours not working? I said, well, no, I don't have any cable. She went, huh? So I had to explain to her. So years ago, the cable company, Spectrum, was Time Warner back then, was suddenly like, hey, you're going to have to get a cable box. And it's going to cost you a few bucks a month. And the apartment complexes was like, we're not paying for it. We already pay for your rent. That's all you get. And I went, I guess I don't have cable anymore. Because this is back when I was broke. God, this is good. So I asked, hey, we still have HBO? She said, yeah, you got to get a box and get it activated. I went, oh, that sounds like a pain. And I don't want HBO Max that bad anyway. So I just never did. But for some reason this morning, it occurred to me, I should call Spectrum and figure out what's up. Because when I paid my bill today, and I tried to look at my television that I had on my account, and there was none. And I went, so I called the customer service number it gave me. She pulled up my account and was like, this is very weird. So I explained to her, yes, I've had this account for a very long time. Once cable boxes were introduced, I just never got one, so my cable went away. But I'm not paying for it because it's included in the apartment, so in the rent, so whatever. She's like, okay, that makes more sense now. I was like, so what do I need to do to get this all fixed up? She's like, well, just go down to your local Spectrum store and get you a box. Or we can ship one to you. And I went, are they open on Sundays? And we both looked and said, yes, they open, hey, in 15 minutes. Because it was 11:45, they opened at noon. I was like, sweet. So I went to, well, first I went to where the Spectrum store was the last time I had to go there. And it turns out they haven't been there since 2019. Whoops. So I get there, I'm like, it landed on the plate. You probably saw a noodle fall out of my mouth. It landed on the plate. We're good. It's that one right there. So I looked up where the Spectrum store is now and said, I've driven past that one place probably thousands of times as a DoorDasher, but I don't see things that I don't need to see, so I never looked over there. I was like, oh, okay. It used to be a mattress firm, which, as we all know, is a money laundering plot for the mafia, let's say? I don't remember how that goes, but anyway. So I get there, and the nice lady there pulls up my account and goes, and I explained to her, yes, I've had this account for many years. When cable boxes were a thing, I just never got one because my apartment complex wasn't going to pay for it, and I didn't really care about cable. She went, that makes more sense. I don't know what they're looking at in my account, but something there is weird. So she walks off to the cabinet behind her and goes, and looks at her screen again, goes to a different cabinet and goes, and then walks her ass all the way across the store to a cabinet over there and says, aha, and grabs a cardboard box that's been shrink wrapped, walks it over to me and says, here you go. I don't have any of the box you're supposed to get, but I think this one will work. We'll find out. I was like, I will be a guinea pig, sure. On the way home, I stopped by Taco Bell because there was nobody in line. I was excited, so stopped by Taco Bell. Got me some Taco Bell. Brought it home, ate the Taco Bell, and was like, right, let me get this hooked up. So I get it all hooked up. I had to unplug my Xbox because my it's an Xbox 360, so don't get all excited. Because I've only got 2 HDMI ports on that TV. That's okay. I only use the Xbox when I want to watch a DVD, which is hardly never. So I'll get it all plugged in. It says, once it's on, it'll automatically download a firmware update. Just leave it on until it turns off. Okay. So I kept watching YouTube and whatnot, and I looked over and it was off. And I went, aha! Apologies for eating during the story, by the way, but not really, because I'm freaking hungry. So I get it all turned on and flipped over to it and whatnot, and it says, all right, go to spectrum.net/TV setup. I said, okay. So I grab my phone, I go to spectrum.net/TV setup. It's like, put in your zip code. I said, okay. Put in my zip code, hit the go button, and it says, all right, what you want to do to activate your account is go to the website that your cable box tells you to. And I'm sitting there going, that's you! What? So I go, I screwed something up. So I close it, open up a new tab in the phone browser thing, spectrum.net/TV setup. Go. Put in your zip code. Zip code. Is that the right zip code? That is the right zip code. Go. It takes me to a page that says, to activate this, you need to go to the website that Cablebox told you to. I'm like, so I grabbed the activation paper that came in the box, and it's like, go to spectrum.net/self-install. I went, aha! So I go to spectrum.net/self-install, and it goes, put in your phone number and your zip code. I went, aha, because I know my phone number is tied to my account, because that's the first thing they ask you when you're signing in, or when you call customer services, is, are you calling about the account that is on this phone number? I'm like, yes, I am. And it gives me an error message. What? So I back out again. Spectrum.net/self-install. Phone number. Okay. Yes, that's my phone number. Zip code. Yeah, that is my zip code. Okay. Go. Error message. Son of a... I don't know if you know this. I am somewhat tech savvy. So now I'm just mad. So I go back to spectrum.net/TV setup, and it says, you'll have to go to this website. I'm like, yeah. And I scroll past that, and it says, call this number. I went, fine. So I call tech support. And I get another lovely young lady who says, your account's a little weird. I'm like, okay, I had this account for several years. And then when cable boxes became a thing, I just didn't get one. She went, that makes sense. And I'm going, what are they looking at on my account? And I explained it to her. What's going on? And she goes, okay. How about now? And I went, how about now what? She's like, what are you seeing on screen? I said, the same thing. She said, really? I said, yeah. So she goes, so what are you supposed to have? And I said, apparently I have HBO and Showtime and TMC. Or TCM. I don't know which. Whichever one of those is a premium thing. I'm guessing TMC. She said, okay. And she goes, okay, according to this, you're also supposed to have, I think she said Digitier 1 or something. And I went, okay, what's that? So it's just more channels that your bulk agreement, which means what the apartment complex has, covers. I said, okay, I guess I've got that too. She said, yeah. And she goes, okay, you should have it. Wait. I said, what do you mean wait? She's like, hang on, something's weird here. And so she's poking around and she's going, okay, wait, I think I figured it out. Here you go. And it changes from, on my TV screen, from go to spectrum.net/TV setup to the welcome screen. I said, aha! And I was like, oh, boy, I have to watch a demo video. She's like, yeah, sorry about that. There's no option to skip. I said, no, but I can fast forward. She said, really? I said, yeah, hitting the right button makes it fast forward. She was like, oh, I wish I'd have known that on my last call. I had to sit there for 2 minutes while he watched it. I was like, ah. That all finishes, and I have the guide. And I went, I have the guide. She said, excellent. I said, it keeps telling me I need to upgrade to see whatever channel I'm on. She's like, yeah, just go to a channel that you have. And I went, I don't know what that is. So I go to the CW. It's like, scroll down twice, I see the CW. I said, surely I have the CW. She said, you do. So I click on the CW. I still have a black screen. And then it pops up, you'll need to upgrade to see this channel. And I went, it says I have to upgrade to see the CW. And she went, huh? I said, yeah. Why? I went, I don't know. She said, okay, hold on a minute. And she starts poking around and she goes, okay. Well, I said, what's going on? She's like, the coding that I have to do to unlock these channels for you isn't taking. I went, well, that's weird. She goes, I don't understand. While she's trying to figure this out, I'm chit-chatting. Because it's me. That's what I do. And she seems very nice. So she goes, okay, hang on. I think this might be it. So I shut up. And then there's just silence for like 2 minutes. And I know that it was like 2 minutes because I glanced at the time and I was like, I really have to pee. But I can't go pee while I'm on the phone with customer service, so I started pacing. And I looked at the phone again, and like 2 minutes had passed. And I hear her doing the customer service thing. Clearly, she's sitting there looking at her computer like this, and she goes, what? Why? And I was like, oh my God, I just had customer service flashback. She said, do what? Sorry, I used to work at a place that made DVRs for security systems, and I was also tech support. And I did that many a time where whatever they were telling me made zero sense, and I would just, what? Why? And she's like, yeah, I honestly, I have nothing. Tell you what, I'm going to put you on hold and go get one of my leads to see if they can figure out what's going on, because I don't know why this isn't working. I said, okay. She puts me on hold. At this point, it has been 20 minutes that I've been talking to her. And while I was on hold, I was like, thank God, I went to pee. But you didn't need to know that. But whatever, now you know that. I'm a human person and I urinate sometimes. And after, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes. Now I'm just sitting there on my couch with my phone, just poking around on Discord or Twitter or whatever. And all of a sudden, so you know when you have the guide up on like cable or whatever, like the channel you're watching is still there, but it's in one of the corner. Well, for you, I guess it's in this corner. But it was a black screen, so I just had the guide up with nothing, and I was sitting there, like I said. I'm not out of pasta yet. I'm sitting there looking at the phone, doing like this, and all of a sudden here, and I was like, "What? Jesus Christ!" Because it was loud, and it scared the hell out of me. And I went, "Huh!" And I turned it down, and she pops back up, and she's like, "All right, you should have a picture." And I went, "I do. In fact, it scared the hell out of me." And she goes, "Excellent." She's like, "Yeah, my lead had a different coding that worked. I don't know why I didn't have it or why mine didn't work, but whatever. You have it now." I said, "Right. Let me check HBO." So I'm pretty sure HBO was channel 511, so I type in 511 and hit the go button. And HBO is there, and it says, "You'll have to unlock this." And I went, "I don't have HBO." And she goes, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, I said, "Let me check Showtime." Because they're two separate packages. She said, "Okay." So I checked Showtime. I don't have Showtime either. And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Tell you what, check a channel that's on Digio, whatever she said. Digitier 1 or something." I said, "I don't know what that is." She's like, "Go to 315. I said, "Okay." So I go to 315. Now I'm out of pasta. And I'm like, "Nope, don't have that too." And she said, "What?" "Oh, we're probably going to have to reboot your box." I said, "Okay." She's like, "You see on the front of the box?" I'm like, "Yep." She's like, "Hold that for like 10 seconds. I said, "Okay." So I'm in the floor because, the box is way over there. In the floor, on my hands and knees with my finger out like this. And the TV's up here. Up here. And I'm just holding it. And I'm like... And I've been holding it for like 20 seconds at this point. I'm like, it's not rebooting. I look up at the screen, and it says, "Reboot box, yes or no?" And I went, "Oh. So when I let go of the button, it reboots itself." Which I was expecting you either hold it down and it'll reboot, or I'd have to use the remote to pick yes. But no, I held it down for a very long time, and then when I took my finger off, it rebooted. Which is just weird hardware design. But anyway. So it reboots and reloads, and a channel starts playing, and I go, "Yes." And I go to HBO, "No." And she goes, "What?" I was like, "That's what I said." She's like, She's like, "I don't even know." I was like, "It's amazing the crap I'll go through just to get HBO Max." She's like, "Oh, it's really good though." I'm like, "I know." I just want to watch the new Mortal Kombat because my mom watched the new Mortal Kombat before me, and that's ridiculous. And she went, "Really?" I was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, how old is Mom? 72, 73, and she loved it. And then she watched the old one. And she said, "Your mom sounds awesome." I was like, "My mom is awesome." So she's like, "Well, I don't know what else to do. We're just going to have to get a tech out there to look at it." I went, "That works for me." So she said, "How is, hang on," and I hear tap, 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 tap. She's like, "How's Tuesday between 10 and 11 a.m.? I said, "Perfect." She said, "Okay, we'll have a tech out there." And I went, "All right, well, thank you very much. Is there anything else I can help you with?" I was like, "Nothing I can think of. Thank you so much." So we hang up, and I went, son of a bitch, I really wanted to get HBO Max. So I come back out here and tried to log into HBO Max again through Spectrum, and it was like, "All right, you're in." And I went, "Oh, sweet." Because it was added to my account, it's just my box doesn't have it, which I don't give a damn if the box has it. I will literally never watch that cable box. The only reason I got it is because I had to have it to activate cable for here, so I could and add it to my account, so I could watch, so I could have HBO Max, like for free. That was the whole point. Like I could have just signed up for HBO Max, but that's ridiculous. Yeah, but long story, extremely long. I have HBO Max now, and I'm very excited. I'm gonna watch. Whenever I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go out there and watch the new Mortal Kombat. But HBO Max also, by the way, has the one feature that I've wanted on every streaming service ever. They have a section called Last Chance that shows you everything that's falling off of the platform and when. Which is just a brilliant little quality of life addition that no other streaming service that I use has. Like on Netflix, you have to manually scroll through each one to see the little watch by date. Prime is the same way. Hulu, anything that's added to your list, at least on the Hulu app, you can go to expiring and it'll show you what's going away. But it won't just, only stuff that's on your list. It won't show you, hey, this stuff is falling off soon. But Hulu is at least got something that's user friendly. But HBO Max is like, here's everything that's falling off if you want to watch it. And I was like, because that's brilliant. But anyway, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag feel free to sponsor my broke ass. But anyway, so there you go. That's what I did today. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Now let's play some Hearthstone.
2 days later.
Thank you, SpongeBob narrator guy. It's weird how those keep popping up. Hi! It is, in fact, 2 days later, Tuesday, and the cable guy did show up. He saw my shirt and said, oh, hey, I love your shirt. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So we talked about Star Wars. He told me I should totally be watching The Bad Batch, but I should totally watch Clone Wars first. And I was like, that's a lot. And then he unplugged the box and plugged in the cable line and did a bunch of tests. And then he plugged it back in and it was working. I had HBO and whatnot. And he goes, huh. I was like, did you do anything? He went, no. I don't get it. I was like, awesome. So then he did some replacement, like the cable thing. He replaced the panel connector that was coming out of the wall and gave me a new coax cable because the one I was using was like 20 years. Well, he used the new coax cable that came with the box that I didn't bother to change. And then he went outside and checked the connections, and then he came back in and scared the crap out of me because I forgot he was coming back in. And I was reading, so because he was gone, I knew he was going to unplug the internet, so I grabbed Lord of the Rings, because I'm reading Lord of the Rings again, and I sat down and started reading, and I got engrossed relatively quickly, and they were going into the Old Forest, which, you know, right before they meet Tom Bombadil, yeah, and it's all very atmospheric and creepy, in the trees close around them, and I got into it, and he just came back in the front door, and I was like, jeez! But anyway, he's cool though. He said, oh, I'm sorry, and I said, it's cool. And I told him the part I was at. He's like, could have been worse. Could have been going into Moria, and I went, you right. So yeah, then we shot the breeze for a few minutes more while he double checked everything, and he left. And so, yeah, now I have cable, again, that I don't care about and won't ever use, but I have HBO and stuff on the off chance I ever do want to use it. And I still have HBO Max. I lied to you, though, dear viewers. I'm so sorry. I did not watch the new Mortal Kombat yet because I'm just the worst, and I keep getting busy actually working or playing video games. So, you know, my bad. But there you go. That is just the end of the tale of HBO Max. I have it, and the cable works, and everything's fine, Yay! So, thank you all so very much for joining me, and go watch Mortal Kombat or something. Yeah.